All right, we're live. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We are here. Welcome to AstroWorld TV on this Friday night, the last Friday of May 2025. And hope everybody's having a good Friday. The weekend is here. So glad you guys can join us. And we are ready to talk astrophotography and get the party rolling. So as soon as I don't think anybody's in here yet, and I'm gonna admit Scott here, get him in here. Everybody's still going in. Hey, what's up, Matt? What's going on, Richard? Hey, how you guys doing? And see here, we got Scott coming in. And no Dan again, still. He is still in jury duty. I did talk to him. They are still in deliberations. They've been in deliberations now, I guess now 12 some hours. And so hopefully we'll see maybe they can get things wrapped up and be done before next Wednesday, but it's federal court, so who knows? You never know how these things may turn out. But glad to see you guys on. Thank you so much for joining us. Do us a favor as you're coming in. Don't forget, give that thumbs up in the video and drop lines. Give us, big thumbs up. Let's chat. Let's talk astrophotography. Scott, my man, you got a new video out. I have not had a chance to see it yet, but if you want to recap or give us um a little teaser of what it is and let everybody know what you got going on. I
He's
mean,
got the need for speed.
yeah. So you're on mute right now, Scott. So
There we go. Now can
there
you hear
you
me?
go. Yep. So tell us about this video, my
It's
man.
it's just it's just a quick little blurb on the Hyperstar. It's just kind of a preview for the upcoming videos that I'm doing on the setup of the Hyperstar and first light. So it's 30-35 seconds long.
Okay.
It's just a quick short.
Real
So
quick
It's
short.
funny. It's
Okay, this is
entertaining.
funny.
yeah.
And that's
So
what it's all about, man. Making the hobby entertaining, making it fun, and just enjoying ourselves, while we're doing this. And Dave, you talked a little bit about Dylan's video. I haven't had a chance to see that one either. Astrophotography is
That
pain.
one's good too.
So I'm gonna have to
Astrophotography is pain and suffering.
pain and suffering. So I'm gonna have to check that one out too, and catch up on a little bit of my YouTube viewing. But don't forget to go to astroworldweb.com/IOTW and vote for our image of the week. This is the last image of the week for May of 2025. There will not be another May 2025, at least not in our lifetimes, unless they reset the calendar or something somewhere. You never know, but but I'll probably be in a galaxy far, far away, like in reincarnated or something like that. Who knows? But don't forget, go vote. We have three good images out there, and we want to have your continued support, and we would really appreciate that. Want to talk a bit about what's going on out in the weather. The weather's been crazy, at least down here in Georgia, and I'm sure in Florida, out there in Virginia for you there, Dave, as well. It's crazy. You get beautiful days, it's wonderful, it's nice, it's
oh,
clear, and as
natural photography.
soon as we get closer to 6 or 7 o'clock, the thunderstorms start rolling in, man. And it's just like, give me a break.
Hmm.
Can I get any imaging done here? So it's just it gets a
It's
little
a vicious
frustrating.
cycle.
Yeah. But I do want us to talk a little bit about what's out here. We've got spring targets still, Galaxy season. We still got maybe another good week, maybe two left before officially galaxy season is quote unquote over, and the our arm of the Milky Way comes back in front of us and blocks everything from deep, deep space. It blocks everything back out. And then we get back to nebula and nearby galaxies and stuff like that. But I've been working on the Leo triplet with my 585 and my FLT91 refractor because I'm still waiting for my counterweight. The counterweight's on its way. Should be here, according to UPS. Should be here today or sometime tonight. But yeah, I'll tell you, when I get that, I was telling Dave, Scott, once I get this Edge 11 on the Mighty Mount and get it honed in and all that stuff, that sucker is not coming off. My back will not be able to handle it.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a challenge to to manipulate a large SCT like the 11 or the 14. I have an
Come on,
advantage.
they give you handles for crying out loud.
They do. They give you handles, and it helps. And I've lifted my 14 on and off that mount many, many times. The advantage that I have is that I'm 6'6" at 240, so not everybody's that big, and I've got a little bit more leverage. It's a little easier for me, but that doesn't mean that you can't do it. I've seen little ladies
Oh
manage the
yeah.
14.
Oh yeah, you get a chair or you get a stool or something, you lay that sucker down
Yep.
and you let that sucker just go the right way,
Yeah.
you know. And I've seen little ladies doing it, and then they hook
Yep.
that sucker up and then they just let the mountain do the rest of the work. They just clamp that bad boy in and just let it there. Oh, away you go.
That's exactly
So
right.
yeah, it's
You need a pulley and come along system.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's impressive. It's like, man, that's how they do it, huh? You see these big 14s or 16-inch Schmitz and everything, but you're like, how do you get them up there? Yep, you grab a stool, you put that bad boy right there, and you just clamp that sucker on, and away you go.
I can't even imagine what it's like to handle one of those big CDKs or something.
Oh, it's probably the same way, but I'm sure it's just as crazy. Just as crazy.
That's
Oh, I
a
mean
multiple person job.
the
Yeah.
14 is stripped down naked. The 14 I think is 47 pounds, I think, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
By the time I put everything on there, all the glass, and the eagle, and all of the accoutrements that are on it, it's
Hmm.
upwards of 80 pounds.
Yeah. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And so, I got my stool right here. I got a bar stool right here. And yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing is just getting that sucker, having my son come out here with me. We'll put it on the stool, we'll lean that sucker over, we'll clamp that sucker down and just let it go. And say
What
that's
do
it.
you have for protection for this scope, Eric?
Right now it's in I will put it under the telegizmos.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just use my 365 cover for now
Do you
until
have plans for a permanent structure?
yeah, I still got the pod, and Rob and I have discussed it, and we've said okay, because thing life changes. So what I'll probably try to do is at least get a concrete pad put in place, and then I'll put my Skyshed pod
Mm-hmm.
up around that, built around it, and then just have it in there until we're ready for the roll off. I mean, I've got it. Why not I'm gonna use it. So it's a perfectly good
Yeah.
Skyshed pod. So yeah.
Yeah, I actually I can't put a structure, in my backyard. I have to get permission to do it, and
Yeah.
but so I just use a large umbrella, a cantilevered umbrella,
Mm-hmm.
One of those ones. It allows me to basically tilt the whole umbrella vertical so that I can get
Yeah.
it out of the field of view. But let me tell you something, that umbrella has saved my bacon, on several occasions, because down here in Florida, you literally look outside and it's sunshiny, beautiful. You turn your head and it's a deluge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have time to get that telegizmos on that.
Yeah.
I mean, you seriously, it happened this morning. And let me tell you, thank God I had that umbrella covering that scope, because it would have been drenched.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I got the telegizmos on there, but I came inside. It's like I stepped out of the shower.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine, but like I said, this sucker, I've got it on this pier now. So yeah, so that's one good thing. I've got the pier up and ready and it's done. So it's got that permanent setup there at least. Now it's just let me get the concrete pad built around it, and let me get this sky shed pod put in place, because the sky shed pod won't take me long to, put it all back together. It's pretty easy. The only sucky part about the sky shed pod is doing all of the sealing, you know. That's just the tedious sealing, of the weatherproof so
mhm.
spending, gotta get end up like getting like a half a dozen tubes of sealant and
Yeah.
caulk gun and just go at it. So yeah, that's the only thing. So
Yeah, and you're going to want to make sure that you get a good insecticide as well, a commercial grade insecticide, and spray the living daylights of the inside of that thing, because you don't want bugs up in your scope.
oh no. Oh God, no. Yeah, no, that's another thing for sure, is that we do have a professional service here, and I'm gonna make sure that they spray around it. I'll have them come in, maybe put a trap down around it somewhere, like maybe inside of the where the desk is, put something under there, because I don't want any gotchas or anything like that. So
Yep.
nope. Yeah. And who knows? I might even I was thinking of, at least putting in some sort of a small fan, oscillating fan, just to get the flies out of my face, because those flies, man, these flies down here are ridiculous.
Hmm.
And mosquitoes, they're freaking nuts. Just so I can
Yeah.
have something to set on the desk mount, just let that's a
What'd you
little
call them,
tabletop.
Scott? What'd you call them?
Well, I mean,
Mosquito?
we've got all kinds of flying insects down here. The ones that are,
I know, but I thought you said mosquitoes. You're not supposed. They're skeeters.
The
yeah,
skeeters.
skeeters.
No, the
Skeeters.
skeeters.
You
Yeah.
know.
See,
Yeah.
that was me. I called them mosquitoes. And yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
They
down
call
here,
them skeeters down the south.
yeah, down south we call them skeeters.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got another name for them, flying alligators.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be careful with them, man. Some of them things, they'll carry you off,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you know?
And
That,
when you say skeeter, you got to sometimes you make sure you're not talking about your second cousin removed. You know.
right.
Mhm.
Or your bass boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your bass boat. Yeah.
Yeah. The only other ones are the palmetto bugs.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
those things
those
are
things
massive.
are nasty, man.
They're
Oh,
huge. I
Oh.
regularly pull them out of the house. I mean, I catch them. I mean, they're that big.
Oh.
flying roaches. Love
Flying.
them.
Yeah. They're I can put up with the palmetto bugs. It's the German cockroaches I can't deal with.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, the insects down here are crazy. I mean, it really is. The other one is the gecko. Do you have salamanders or geckos, the little lizards?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah, we
get
get
them.
those here.
Yeah, we get them.
Not a ton of them, but we get
Oh
them.
yeah.
Oh, they're all over the place down here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They ended up getting a
And
couple.
what's funny when you guys get like really cold weather, they fall out of trees.
Yeah, the iguanas. Yeah, the falling
Yeah.
iguanas. That's a thing down here. Yeah.
Oh geez.
Yep. Yeah.
Uh,
Dumped on right now.
Dave says also use foam in the cable chase. Um, yeah, I'll keep that in mind when I'm building things, because right now it's just basically I'm gonna have an extension cord going right up under on the concrete. I'm gonna put the pad right on top of it. I'll seal around seal it, and nothing's getting in that sucker. I may do some sort of pod zenith type slide or table that I can do some sort of, because you can do a quick release with the pods, and they have those they're DIY setups, but you can push the pod top off on this table so you can see the rest, so you can see zenith, so you're able to image at zenith.
Yeah,
So
you
I
can
may
slide
look
it
into
back.
something
You
like
were
that. You
talking
can just
about that
slide, yeah.
before, yeah.
Yeah, I can, so you can slide it back. So I might look into doing something like that, something simple. Get some 2x4s or 2x6s, build something and put some concrete piers just to stabilize it and do something like that. And I think that may work out too, just so I can have something like that. Yeah. Keith and Wilfredo, you guys are both down here in South Carolina. Um, Columbia.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know I
No
know the
wonder
Columbia
Wilfredo
area
does
a
a
little
lot of
well.
solar imaging.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because it's the best way to get something done with your scope, because at night
Yeah.
you got the storms rolling through. So yeah. Yeah, now that's one thing, Dave, that I will end up doing is move mine more further to the south, because the north, where I'm at now, I have my forest, my trees are all facing north. So I can't get as much from the north as I would from east, south, and west. So yeah, I will put the pod and offset it where it's basically facing due south. And so yeah, that's a good point. So I may not even need to have a PZT, because I'll just push it south so it can get right above the zenith at south and just image, just around south and east and
You
west.
know what? If you've got a clear view of the southern sky, that is the best spot.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm fortunate that I do have a really, we're only in a one story, ranch, and so we can shoot right over, I can shoot right over it. So I got a great shot of east, south, and west.
That's awesome.
So that's great.
That's what I'm looking for when we move.
Yeah.
I want east, south, and west.
Yep. It'll be I'll deal with, I've shot north enough when I was living in Illinois, because that's my best shots were north,
That's
and
what I have: north and northeast,
yep,
northwest.
yep. So
Barely any southeast, and
barely any south.
virtually maybe 45 minutes tops of the south. And
Mhm.
and then it's between trees, and it's like that's it. That's all I
Yeah.
get.
Yeah. I mean,
And that's probably at 40 degrees or higher.
yeah. Here, yeah. I mean, I can shoot going from 25 to 30 degrees and up, facing south, south, and west. It's just totally clear.
That's
But
great.
so yeah. But north is nothing but a forest. So as long as but I can see Polaris.
That's the
I get
key.
that's key. I can see Polaris. I get right over the tree line, so I can see Polaris. As long as I can do that, then I'm all good. So,
Nice.
see. So yeah. So southern targets, they not southern target, but spring targets rather. I've been imaging the Leo triplet with the 585. You were planning on, maybe if you get some clear nights, Dave, targeting something, maybe this weekend. What, you got any thoughts on something?
Yeah, I was looking on Stellarium today, and it looked like some of the Cygnus targets will be coming up. You know,
Hmm.
10:15, 10:30 is nautical dark now. So,
Yeah.
probably the Pelican, I'm thinking.
Okay.
With the Carbon Star, I can get the Pelican and probably a good bit of that Cygnus wall and the North American kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, something good at 600 millimeters, and
Hmm. There you
just
go.
soak up a ton of narrowband as much as I can in 2 nights.
In 2
See
nights.
what I can
Yeah.
get.
Yep.
And then
We ought to do a back-to-back on some of the targets because when I get the Hyperstar stuff, I gotta finish the data on my M51. The weather has not been cooperating, and I haven't been able to get my the rest of my green and blue channels done. I got I got about an hour on the green channel, but I don't have any. I need at least another hour and probably 2 hours on blue before I can finish that up. And then I'll be setting the Hyperstar up. But you know, doing kind of a target collage. You pick something, maybe I do something close to what you're doing. Because I mean, you're shooting at what, 600 millimeter
with the carbon
so
star, yeah.
yeah, mine at the my focal length of the Hyperstar is 720, so it's very close.
Mhm.
It's just at f2, which is a lot faster, but still.
Yeah. Dave, Eric, if you go Hyperstar, you can maximize your limited imaging time as well. That's true. I have I have a Rasa 8. Yeah, I have a Rasa 8. So that's why I'm not getting I'm not gonna go get a Hyperstar because I do have a Rasa. And for that, there may come to a point where when I put down my pad and I have my pod, I may off on the side away from the pod is temporarily put a my tri-pier with a strain wave mount and put the Rasa on there and do like one night of shooting and take it down, something like that, where I could take it down quick and put it up only as needed and stuff like that, or put it under the the cover, if it's going to be a couple nights of imaging for me. So yeah, that's probably what I'd like to end up doing is do that until I can get my shed built.
Well, that's one of the nice things with the Hyperstar and with the Rasa is that you reduce your imaging time from hours to under an hour.
Under an hour.
That's what I've noticed using the carbon star, using that Newtonian at f3.9. It's like amazing how much, I don't have to get near as much data as I do with my, 127 at f7.
Yeah,
right.
It's like,
well, I mean that from f what'd you say, 3.9 to f7? That's 2 stops.
Yeah.
So, and then you go from f7 to f2. That's what, almost 4 stops.
Yeah.
So that dramatically reduces your imaging time. You're not shooting at 300 seconds. You're shooting at 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, Tom. Pod, pad, pier. That's it.
That's right.
Eric's 3P.
So, I'm down with PPP. Yeah, you know me.
No, me, exactly.
You know me. I'm down with PPP. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
That's pretty good. Good poll.
Yeah. Hey, Gerard, how are you, sir? Bob from Scottsdale, Arizona, out there in
Is
the
it hot out there, Bob?
Oh, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, out there in the desert.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. What in the world is a dry heat? Seriously, it's hot.
It means that you can get in the shade and it's not that bad.
Yeah, right. No, is it
in Georgia and where we are? The shade doesn't matter.
106, 106. But I don't give it about dry heat. It's hot. Don't care if there's humidity. Don't care if there's not. It's
let me tell you something. I've seen 95, 96 degree heat down here with 90% humidity. You step outside and you're there for 2 minutes.
You got to go back inside and take a cold shower.
I mean,
you're like you're dripping.
I went out to Utah one time in the middle of August and played golf. And it was 95 degrees. It was hot. Yeah. But it was like 5% humidity. And I go to the clubhouse and they're like, I can't believe you're going out there and playing in this heat. I'm like, This ain't hot.
Come to Florida and play at 95 degrees.
I'm like, this ain't hot. Come to DC in the concrete jungle when it's 95 with 85% humidity. That's hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm looking at, and I tell you, we were just talking about going out, and I'm thinking about hitting, once I get my back squared away, go hit some golf balls. And I can only imagine, because it gets humid in Chicago too. It's humid off that lake and everything.
Oh yeah. You get there.
It gets crazy humid. But I can only imagine what being down here and dealing with this humidity. That's exactly.
Yeah, you see up in New York and Chicago, the lakes, it gets hot, it gets humid, and you get that for maybe 5-6 weeks. It can get really, really hot, really humid. You get down here in Florida, it's like that for 6 months.
Yeah. Yes.
We have 2 weeks of winter.
The trade-off is in late February, early March. It is gorgeous in Florida.
Oh yeah.
And it's not so much in Illinois.
No. We're still shoveling.
Speaking of the rain, it is literally deluging on me right now.
Oh, it just did it here about 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
Yep. And but I'd love to know what in the chat, if you guys have an opportunity, if you guys are able to be imaging out in this, out right now, what spring targets are you guys going after right now? Would love to hear that. There are so many, especially with Galaxy seasons, winding down. I've got to figure out at some point, because of this, what are going to be some good targets to go after, next.
Well, you do have one galaxy that comes up in the summertime, and that's our nearest neighbor.
Yeah, and that's Andromeda.
And that is an awesome target. So.
It is. And you still have M51, you still have M81 and M82. So there's still plenty of galaxies around. But you get into Virgo, you can get M104 to Sombrero, which is one that is still.
That's going to be a good one for the 11.
Yeah, it's still.
Obviously the 14 is really good for it, but the 11, you're touching on some pretty good detail, probably.
Oh yeah,
11.
Oh yeah, and if I put the 585 on there and bin it, at bin 2, because it's so small, you're gonna get even more narrow. But I'll probably just stick with the 2600, keep the 570, the IMX 571 on there. But
the problem with using those little baby pixels on that huge a focal length is your guiding.
Yeah.
Because your what they call it, the difference between your guide camera and your imaging camera is going to be pretty drastic, and you may get some wonkiness.
Yeah. So that's why, like to your point, I may just stick with having just the 571 on there and use the smaller pixel cameras with the refractor and with the RASA, because especially with the I really want to get the RASA out at some point and use the 585 with it, because it does have those small pixels. I'm sure the detail is going to be insane with that RASA and those little pixels.
It will. Yeah, it will for sure.
Because it's a 2.9 it's 2.9 micron size per pixel, and it's almost just like the old 183. Remember the 183? It was such an ideal combo of the 183 and the RASA
without the amp glow.
Yeah, but this one you don't have the amp glow.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a 585 for the Carbon Star.
Yeah. So
2600 is what, 3.76, I think?
Yeah. 7.5 or something like that.
Yeah. 3.75, 3.76.
Yeah, I have with that 14, I have to bin at minimum 2.
Yeah.
It wants it at 3, but I'm not going to bin at 3.
I'm not.
You know,
I'm
2
not.
by 2 is plenty.
Two's plenty. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 2 by 2 is plenty. Yep.
Yeah, and the other thing too is with the guiding with that, as long as I've got reasonably clear skies, you know, I can guide, you know, with either the guide star, you know, the William Optics, or I can guide with the OAG.
Yeah.
But that guide star with the 290 on there, it's no worries.
Yeah, it's no problem.
No.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's no worries there.
And there's no flexure issue because, you know, it's bolted.
Yeah,
you know, straight to the eagle.
Yeah. So that's how it is with me, you know, with me using the Los Mondi, you know, clamp that sucker down. There's not even any flex.
Not going anywhere.
So it's not going anywhere. Hey, Cinto, good to see you on. It's been a while. But yeah, I mean, there is what is it? Is it the Southern Pinwheel is out right now? That's another one I'd like to try to take a look at is the Southern Pinwheel. See how that would come out.
Don't they call that the hidden galaxy also?
I think they do.
Because it's hidden in a huge star field.
Yeah, there's several galaxies that I would love to start imaging with the 11. I want to go after Hickson 44 again. That would be a fun one. I mean, the M106 group would be a good one again. There's just a lot of different galaxy groups that are out there, galaxy clusters that would just be a lot of fun to grab.
So M106 is cool because it's a starburst galaxy, kind of like the cigar galaxy. So if you get a lot of HA on that, you can get some cool stuff coming out of that galaxy. These tails of starburst areas that are amazing.
We had a question here from Richard. I have an F5 refractor, but it doesn't have a specific reducer. Can I get away with a generic reducer? Yes and no. I know. Can you be a little more specific as far as the refractor?
Who makes
it? What kind of refractor? Is it an 80 millimeter or something like that? Because do they still make the reducer for short refractors? There was this one time, I don't know, because I think that may have been Orion that made it, and Orion's out of business now.
For a while.
Yeah.
It's an AT60 EDP. So Astro Tech, I'm surprised they don't make a reducer or flattener for it. Are you looking for a reducer or a flattener? You want a reducer like a 0.8?
Like a 0.8 reducer? You may be able to get William Optics might work. You just have to probably have to fine tune it.
As long as that thing unscrews off the back. Your visual back will unscrew off.
Yeah.
If that will unscrew off and you can screw that in. If not, he may need one that's similar to like my Meade 6000. It has one that slides in. Yeah, Starzona makes one that will probably slide in there and slide into the focus tube. That's probably what you want to be looking for.
Oh, see, it's an Apertura.
Oh, Apertura.
Turek says he used a Hughtech one. So yeah, they're out there. You know, there are third-party reducers that you can definitely use.
Yeah.
Is that scope going to need a flattener?
Well, it's a refractor. It needs a flattener.
Is it a triplet? Yeah, unless
no. Well, I didn't mean that. I meant does he have a flattener?
Oh, that I don't know. Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Does he have like a
just a native flattener?
A 1.0 flattener,
yeah. Oh, it's a Petzval. It's a Petzval. Okay, so you do just need a reducer. You don't need a flattener. You just need a reducer.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm curious.
Sure. Maybe
why is he looking for a reducer for a 60?
What's the native FL on it?
60, probably 280.
Yeah, 300. If it's
is that what it is?
60,
a 60 millimeter?
If it's a 60 and then it's f5, then that's 300.
300 millimeter. Okay,
Yeah.
so wide field.
Yeah, so it's a wide field.
So why would you want a reducer?
That's what
that's
I'm
the
wondering.
question. Wow, yeah. Why would you want to reduce?
If anything, you want a Barlow.
Take it easy there, Mr. 14.
Yeah, I don't want, yeah. So yeah, just out of curiosity, yeah, what would
I mean, I'm not don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing. I'm just curious. Why does he want it?
Yeah,
yeah,
why?
because you can fit just about anything into it.
Yeah, you fit almost anything in that with that 60. So yeah, that would just be my only question.
Or buy a Red Cat 51. Yeah, well.
Wider with a 585. Well, that 585 is so small, it is going to be narrow.
Yeah, so in that case, that's the thing. I would get a bigger sensor.
Yeah, that is when you would think about getting a different sensor, looking at a
2600.
Because
get a 571.
The reducer is going to be $300-400 anyway, right?
A reducer will be between three
for a good one, yeah.
For a good one.
I would throw that money. Well, I'm not telling him what to do, but I'm just saying if it was me, I'd be throwing it at a different camera.
Yeah, I would look at a different camera.
And a 571, it gives you sky's the limit with that telescope.
With that telescope,
Bingo.
oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I would recommend, and the guys are recommending too. Take a look at getting us a different sensor. Because you can look at TubeTech. TubeTech's, they have 571s that are very well priced. You could definitely look at a 135 millimeter. That was gonna be my other suggestion, is maybe look at a Samyang or a Rokinon 135. You're still gonna fight that small, 1-inch sensor size with even with a 585. But having an APS-C sensor, that is going to be the sweet spot. I think that's where in my opinion, I think that's really where you really want to consider.
Yeah, that's going to put you into probably the $1,200 to $1,400 range at minimum.
Yeah, I mean, I know last week or the week before, we looked at TubeTech. And we looked at theirs, and if I can go to AstroWorld, AstroWorld telescope.
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that if you're looking for the best bang for your buck, the reducer is going to be probably pretty specific to that scope. You might be able to get it to work on a different scope, but the likelihood of you having another scope that it'll work on probably isn't all that great. The camera, on the other hand, you probably can use the camera, in a lot of other different applications, different, other scopes and things.
Exactly. And
it seems like it might be a better choice, where to put your money.
Yeah. And I'm just
$1,500 from AstroWorld telescopes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's for
right on the money.
That's for the color version.
Yeah, this is for the color. This is for the color. So this is what I would, I would consider, looking into, because if you just put away another $1,000, because $500 is going to be for that reducer, maybe between $300 to $500, $500 if you want a really good one. Just wait a little bit longer and consider contacting Dan at AstroWorldTelescopes.com and have a chat with him about the 571 here. I think that would be a good choice.
More beneficial than a reducer.
Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, Richard, I don't know if the reducer is going to mess up the star field. I don't see why it would.
No, as long as your backspacing is okay, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean any reducer that you put on, the back focus is the backspacing
standard.
It's going to be the same.
Yeah. Whether it's just a flattener or a flattener reducer.
Agma is the same price. You got to come there. Agma's another option, same price for a color, and $500 more if you want to go monochrome. But yeah, those would be those there. And if I went to Altair,
the Altair is going to be a little more pricey.
the Altair will be a bit pricier. Which
is like $2,500.
Is it a two? Is it a 26?
26C or 26C is $2,000.
Yeah.
And the M's like 2,500.
Yeah. So that's the 26.
About what you would buy a ZWO for.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Now the difference, people go, oh, then why would I buy? Well, because Altair, I know they hand select their sensors. They're getting A grade sensors, not the B and C grade sensors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that can make a difference, but with proper calibration frames and everything like that, it's not that big a deal.
Let's see. Was that an ASCAR or an Aptura?
Astrotech.
Astrotech?
60, yeah.
Okay, so you have
that's it, yeah.
Okay. And with the 571.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Wow. You're doing a little undersampling, but you can always drizzle it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying that. He was saying that his scope doesn't have much in the way of focus, 10 millimeters forward and backward.
Oh man.
That's not a whole hell of a lot of movement.
No.
Wow, that isn't. No. But it's a Petzl, so
but yeah, with the 571, and just for curiosity's sake, do they have 585, 533? No. So I always go to the player one, and I believe it's the Uranus. It's Uranus C.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the 571, and that's the 585. You're good there. And if you do a reducer, you're going to be back to undersampling again.
Yep.
Example, just to say, if you use the 571, which is a Poseidon, is it here? Where's the Poseidon? They don't have it listed here. This is a surprise. But let's just look at 2600. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the reducer, but without the reducer, yeah. You're still oversampling, undersampling, but like I said, you can drizzle it out. As long as you're dithering.
The 2x2 bending will put it into the green.
Oh yeah, do that.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Oh no, you don't know. It's going to make it worse.
Make it worse.
You need the 1x1.
Yeah. So
it's on the other side. My bad.
What's the 585 show?
Oh, the 585 is fine. A 585 sensor, you're fine.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, you're fine. But, I would still consider a 571, because even if you throw a reducer on here, a 0.8 reducer, yeah, your sampling is still going to be pretty close to normal. I mean, it's barely outside of range.
Yeah, and you'll be able to take 15-minute exposures with a good mount.
Oh yeah. So you'll still be fine. But if you do want to get a reducer, I believe Starzona, they have, what is it? Eric's, is it under here? That's the reducer correctors. No, do they have a? Yeah, they had a 0.65 reducer. We can maybe get a short one. That's about just under $500.
Yeah, about what we thought.
Yeah, for a decent. So yeah, you can look into something like that. And
but that reducer is also gonna change the camera that he's gonna want. So
yeah. And I want to say here, you've got your.
What's up, Francisco?
Yeah, you're out of the range here because this reducer here is optimized between for 500 to 800.
Yeah.
So here's a 0.66, which you see I got a lot of glass already because you got a PET's full. So this may be something to look into. Excuse me. But yeah. And also take into consider here what your image circle is. I mean, look at that image circle. I mean, that's an APS-C, basically, or smaller. So just something to think about. It's not a quick fix or quick answer to give, but
well, that's the whole point, and what we try to do here is to help people to avoid making costly mistakes.
yeah. Yep.
Because we've all been there.
Ross says Astronomics has an AstroTech 0.8 reducer for the 160. For 160.
For the 160 or for
160?
The
No, for 160. That's built for the AT60 ED.
Oh, they do. Okay.
So Ross is saying here, Astronomics.
I still think it's going to be a better choice to get the right camera.
Yeah.
You know, keep that focal length.
And you're going to go basically, but that's for the 60 ED, not the EDP, which is a Petzl. So that's the thing with this flat. I see the flattener he's talking about.
Okay.
But that's for the 60 ED non-Petzl. So because this is a flattener / reducer.
Yeah, and you already have a flat field.
You've already got the flat field. So it being a flattener and a reducer, it may mess things up as far as your field of view.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you don't want to slip into stupid.
Yeah, so just keep that stuff in consideration.
Oh yeah, that scope is definitely can support full frame, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Most 60 millimeter, those wide field are they're designed for full frame.
For full frame. Yep.
Yeah. Their image circles are usually pretty big.
Yeah. They're usually in the 44 plus 44, 50 millimeter range. So yeah.
But you're also talking $4,000 price tag.
Yes.
For full frame camera. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for full frame camera. Yeah. Unless you unless you get a pre-owned DSLR, then.
And then you've got other problems.
Then you have other problems. Yep. You've got the noise and stuff like that. That's
thermal noise.
Yeah. And
you're just gonna burn the hell out of that sensor doing that.
And just trying to get calibration frames to match everything just right. That's a beast. That's hard to do.
This hobby is hard enough without throwing more challenges at it that are unnecessary.
It's pain and suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It is pain and suffering. Absolutely.
If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Would do it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Francisco,
hey.
Sometimes it's like your gym crush coming over and kicking you right square in the nuts. I mean, it just breaks your heart.
It does.
It's not like playing basketball where anybody can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not get paid for it, but
Yeah. Well, anybody can play golf too. It doesn't mean they're good at it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I live in Golf Central. I can testify to that. So somebody give me an amen.
Tell you. I don't know if I don't. Sometimes I even look at when I even ask myself, I'm like, Eric, are you golfing or are you digging?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Gardening. You tell them I'm gardening. I'm
gardening. I'm doing a little landscaping here. Don't mind all these divots.
Bring me the hoe wedge,
sand, will you?
Exactly. Bring me the hoe wedge. Come on. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's why all these guys. That's what you pay the green fees for. Oh goodness.
Been trying to finish my data collection on 101. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Clouds. Yeah, clouds are killing me. Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Clouds are killing everybody. Clouds are killing everybody. It's just this time of year. It is, unless you are in Greg's neck of the woods. Go Man Astro here. Out in AZ. Where he's out.
Yeah, Dr. Greg living in. And and you have a nice little setup where you can just drive wherever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 400 clear nights a year.
Exactly. Oh, but it's a little cloudy. If I had showed my window, went bam, it's nothing but it's a little cloudy. Yeah, it's been rough. It's just been a wet.
So clouds and Canadian smoke. The freaking Canucks are lighting fires again. What the hell?
Jeez. I mean, if it's not clouds, it's fire. If it's not fire, it's Florida, you're getting a hurricane. And it's coming up the Gulf Coast or something, and then I'm gonna end up getting hit. It's coming up the Gulf way. So
it just seems like every year Canadians are getting these wildfires. It's like, what the hell is going on up there?
Yeah, I know. It does. It's almost it's like it is. You're absolutely right.
Not enough control burn.
Yep. Tomorrow should be a clear night at Starfront, so been a while since they had a clear night there. Yeah. Hopefully, Dan will be able to get some data.
Yeah, they've had some nasty weather this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. You put a scope down there. Which scope did you put down there, Greg? I can't remember which one you sent.
That Florida hurricane wipe.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, North Carolina was devastated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, the 120 a spree. Yeah, that's.
Starfront is very tempting. Good. It's fair prices. They're opening up more buildings now. They're prepping for a couple more buildings there, and they got a great spot there in northern Texas, because I believe they're in northern Texas, and if you've got a small setup where you're only using an AM3 or an AM5 or something like that, with some of these smaller strain wave mounts and a refractor, you're sitting pretty as far as pricing and all that stuff. So,
yep.
It's not a bad consideration for a lot of folks.
Richard, where are you at that you're getting all this rain? Did he say where he was at?
I don't believe he did, or he must have missed it, but it's getting 1 or 2 inches tomorrow. Yeah, Francisco, if you got a SEM 40, send it up there, man. Yeah, that's one thing because we talked. Dave and I talked a little bit about this myself earlier about now that I've got this mount, the Mighty mount, it's about time I may have to start looking into it and getting my second mount for all of my smaller scopes because, as I said, I don't want to keep taking my Edge 11 on and off, and I've got a Rasa 8, I've got the FLT 91, and I still have my Edge 8. So basically 3 OTAs, small OTAs that are in that 30 to 40 pound range or less. Nothing's going to be heavier, with all of the fixings and stuff. Nothing's going to be heavier than maybe 40 pounds, maybe even less than that with all of the fixings on any of those. So I've got to decide on a nice little mount, or I was going to consider something for my Optron since I've got the Optron Tri-Pier. Maybe a SIM 40 or one of the Ioptron mounts, something like that, or even a Pegasus. The Pegasus can even, Pegasus can be put on there pretty easily too. So got some options, but I just don't know. Robin won't let me. She's really buckling down on my allowance now. So Francisco, I really love the CEM40. The CEM40 is nice. It's a nice portable setup. You can pack that sucker up and you can take it all everywhere.
You get a Warp Astro WD-20.
WD-20, yeah. Yeah. An AM3 for your FF65, yeah.
Oh, that's very portable.
Yeah, that is. Very, very portable. The FF65, that's the ZWO one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Richard says he's in upstate New York.
Upstate New York. Okay, so yeah, he gets it. Yeah, they get a lot of the crappy weather.
Yep.
Yeah, Matt says he's in Saratoga, so yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, we got 30 minutes before we announce our image of the week. So don't forget to go to astroworldweb.com/IOTW and vote. Why don't I hop over here and we can take a quick look at, I'll set it up here. We can take a look at the image of the weeks. So let me just go there. And I'll share my screen here. All right. So last week we had the Brain Nebula. You should either call this the Brain Nebula or maybe even the Zombie Nebula. Brain. Brain. So you got the crescent here from Tom. We had no for the second week, in a row, we haven't had any novice entries, but we do have one of my favorite targets, period, flat out. I just absolutely love this target.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Roe is one of my favorite targets. I look forward to trying to, do something, try to image it or see it every summer. So
not possible for me.
yeah. Yeah, since you only can get good northern views, so it's going to be it's tough for you, man.
What is that? What is that? Show it. What's that shot at? What's focal length on that?
This is with a Rokinon 135.
Okay, so it's a wide field.
It's a wide field. Oh yeah, yeah. You need a 135 for this guy, unless you want to do mosaics. So he did this with the 135 in the ZWO ASI 2600 MC with the Optilon quad L quad filter. So only just under 4 hours. And next we have M83. This is a really nice face on Spiral Galaxy. M83 is absolutely one of, is a great shot. It's a great target to go after this time of year. This was taken with the William Optics Cat 91 and with the IMX 571 sensor, the Poseidon M.
That's really good. That's obviously got to be cropped too.
Probably so. Yeah, yeah.
The detail on that came out really good.
Yeah. And he used the Antlia Edge filters on this. I have those filters, those 4.5 nanometer. Those are, I love those filters. Those are some great. That's some great filters for the price, man. And we have a C Star from Keith, the Running Man. I still can't get over how well the C Star does. It really does do very well, for the price and everything, for what you get out of it. It is a good little scope. And for just around $500, I already told a coworker of mine, seriously consider looking into that. And then if your kid starts getting really serious and doesn't want to just play around with, stuff or get bored with it, get them a Dobsonian. Let them start learning the sky. And then you and your wife can surf around and take a look at stuff with the Sea Star and let him learn the knob. But
it looks good. It looks good, Keith. Just maybe a little noise X on that.
Yeah. Yep. I was gonna say just some noise X. So just give that some thought, but still it's nice shots.
Yeah, I mean the detail in that lower region, it looks like it's really nice, but
it is.
I think the noise just kills it a little bit.
Yeah. But keep it coming, man. Keep working on him. You're doing great.
Shooting that with a
C-Star.
C-Star.
Oh, it's a C-Star.
Yeah, with a C-Star. So I'm really impressed. All right, so don't forget we've got a little under half an hour now, 27 minutes. So
said he used Astro denoise.
Oh, he used Astro denoise. Okay.
So was it a lot worse?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you just have to, the C Star is the C Star, and I think he's doing some of the pictures he's put out with that C Star have been
come out pretty
good.
I wonder if he cropped that in real close and that's why it looks more noisy like that.
Not sure.
Because the C Star, you would think you'd get pretty much all of them 41 and 42 or 42 and 43.
Yeah. He says he's worked on that for 2 years. On that image.
Says ZQ is still backward. Which one are you getting, Keith?
For the C Star. He wants to get the EQ mount for the C Star so you can do long exposures. There's like a wedge or an EQ mount for the C Star now that you
got to be able to have somebody make you something that'll work. I can imagine.
But
I wouldn't wait. I'd find somebody who's good with tools to make me one.
You said it is cropped to get rid of some of the nasty edges. Yeah, try B&H. I always have a lot of success with B&H. getting stuff. So I bought
Yeah,
stuff.
I've gotten stuff from them too, where a lot of the big stores don't have it, and then all of a sudden they have it. You're
They
like,
have it.
oh, okay.
Exactly.
And they're
Exactly.
quick. They get it to you quick.
Yeah, they do. They do. So yeah, I'm actually thinking about getting a GoPro, and
Are you?
yeah, I'm thinking about getting the GoPro. And I know it's not astrophotography related, but I do camping, and so I have a camper and an R and a fifth wheel RV, and so I'm going to get a magnetic mount to put so I can put it on the back of my cab on behind my cab so I can back up. Make
Oh,
it
to
easier.
hook the hitch.
Yeah, so I can hook up the hitch.
Yeah,
And then
that's smart.
I can use it for everything else, just use it for YouTube, astrophotography, videos and whatever else. I mean, use it for go diving, do some snorkeling or do whatever. I mean, GoPro
They're great.
so freaking versatile.
They really are. My stepson's got one, and he's done so much stuff with it. You're like, wow. And the videos, he's great at video editing, and he's put some amazing videos together just using a GoPro.
Yeah. Yeah. GoPros are awesome. So I don't have, like I said, I don't have one personally, but I know friends who have them, and they've always, getting high res and really, really sharp looking images and all that stuff. And then, like I said, I love snorkeling too, so I can only imagine, getting the enclosure for it and all that stuff, and then going
Now, the new
snorkeling.
ones, you don't need it.
Oh, the new ones don't need it, huh? Nice.
They're all enclosed. Yeah,
They're all enclosed. Perfect.
Waterproof.
That's even better.
So, and their FPS is pretty amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever you film, if you want to do something and then convert it to slow mo, it'll, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Take it to Neef with me and stuff like that. I can, have something on top of my head while I'm walking around.
There you go. Instead of taking that camera trolley.
Yeah, exactly everywhere. I'm all around here and I can just get,
Yeah, Eric with funny. The freaking unicorn thing going.
Exactly. The unicorn thing.
Now, yeah. I've got a couple of GoPros myself.
Have Luca come back from Space Qual, I can interview her, or
there you go.
or Trevor or somebody from the GoPro at Neef.
They're nice. Yeah, and they're durable as hell.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you can drop them and they'll fall, and they still work.
Oh man.
I hooked mine up to Rocky. You get him up. He's got a chest vest, and it's got
okay.
And so yeah, it sticks up. Yeah, it sticks up over the top of his head, so it's first person view, first dog view.
That's great.
As he's running around playing, yeah, it's great.
Oh, that's got to be so funny.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
I got 3. I can imagine putting it on our youngest pup here. Just letting him go at it because he is just a ball of energy, and just let him go on that. That would be nuts.
Oh, Greg! Yeah, Dr. Greg, get the Insta 360 by 5. That's the one he had at Neef. Remember that little stick he had? That 360. That camera was cool too.
If you do get a harness for your dog though, for the GoPro, don't buy the GoPro one. We did that, and it's not nearly as good as some of the other chest harnesses that you can get that have the amount on them. Go for the aftermarkets. They're cheaper and they work better.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just fun. But no, getting back to Astro, we've got another thing. Oh, I got to find out. Because this time of year, especially now, we're getting past. We were past Memorial Day, so we're unofficially into summer. You got Star Party seasons. The Star Party season is really kicking in. So I want to be able to. I know we have the Georgia Peach Star Party here in Georgia at Deer Lick, the Deer Lick Astronomy Enclave. So that's one spot. You got Okie coming. You got Nebraska Star Party. You know, there's so many. Grand Canyon. There are so many star parties now in June, July, and August. So if you all have an opportunity to go to a star party, look it up. Find out you connect with your astronomy club, um, and or just start looking up. There's websites that you can have um you can find local star parties or star parties in your state, so Sherry, yeah. I mean, I know in Illinois they had a couple. They had the Prairie State Star Party. They had like two of them in Illinois, maybe even three. One is even actually near Chicago. But if you get a chance to go to one and you're really into astrophotography and into astronomy and stuff like we all are, it's nothing like it, really. I've never been to one, but everybody keeps telling me there's nothing like it. You just need to learn the etiquette, pretty much. That's one of the big things. Know the etiquette.
Just remember when you drive in, make sure your lights are on high beams. Point them right at the scopes. They'll love you.
They'll love you. Oh yeah.
Make sure you have your subwoofers pumping.
Oh yeah. Yep. Exactly. Oh yeah, they'll love you so much. They'll run and try to hug you.
Mm-hmm. Or something similar.
Something similar, exactly. Oh.
Got to watch out for them Southern Star parties. Them good old boys, they got guns.
They got guns. Yeah,
they got lots of poo-pews.
Yeah, those headlights won't be burning very long.
Yeah, won't be burning very long. Nope. So I would say definitely if you do a star party, get there early. Don't end up showing up there towards, dusk, something like that. You get there early. You get your stuff set up. You get your flashlight with the red filter on it and everything, and you just chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My trusty Nikkor.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys have ever used Nikkor before, but
no. I got
Nikkor. Yeah, they make a great headlamp.
I got my Coleman right here.
Yep.
I've had this Coleman, I think, for at least 5 or 6 years. And yeah, you just go there and boom, you are rolling. So
yeah, you got to have a good headlamp.
You got to have a good headlamp.
It's also a good idea to have backup chargers and batteries,
all that
solar panels.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, get to a star party if you can. Connect with your local astronomy clubs. You got websites out here. I think there's a big one. I think it's even sponsored by the Dark Sky group, the International Dark Sky Group, where they have a whole list of like global and national star parties and stuff like that. Star Parties 2025.
Yeah, Sherry, if you're looking
Sky
at
Telescope has them. Yeah,
you're looking at solar panels. The Goal Zero makes some of the best. Yeah, they make really good backpacking panels that you can literally hang off the back of your pack, charge your phone while you're walking.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they make some really good ones. All waterproof, really nice.
Here. Yep. This is go-astronomy.com/star parties, and it has a list of annual star parties here in the US. And you get the different locations. And so yeah, the bootleg, that's the one in Illinois that I know of. And you also got a lot of other ones here. You've got the Mid-South Stargaze, which is in Natchez Trace in Mississippi.
We got one in Shenandoah National Park, Virginia.
Yep.
To be announced, though. They haven't announced it yet.
They haven't announced yet, to be announced in 2025.
Yeah, that's going to be relatively dark sky.
Oh yeah, Shenandoah Night Sky Festival. You got the Texas.
The Grand Canyon one is amazing. I remember going to the Grand Canyon a couple of times when I was a kid, and the stars out over the canyon like that is absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah.
You know, you don't go to I would not take a deep field telescope. I would do completely wide field terrestrial, work, where you're capturing the canyon and the stars at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And the arch of the Milky Way and all
the
that.
arch, yeah, the Milky Way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely want to take advantage of the terrestrial stuff. No doubt about it.
You've got Nevada, you got the Great Basin. So yeah, they're all happening either this time of year or if you're going
the fall.
south, in the fall. And if you're in the south, they're going to be around the winter time. You head down south here.
Bryce Canyon, I'll bet that one's a good one too.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, you've got the Badlands in South Dakota.
So Cherry Springs hasn't announced yet either, huh?
Doesn't look like it, no. At least not here. Let me go to.
I thought they were sold out.
Sky and Telescope.
They haven't even announced it yet.
Here's Sky and Telescope.
I could have swore Dan said that he had. Oh geez. His name has gone right straight out of my head. It's one of the big YouTubers. Oh my God, that's terrible.
Ooh, Trevor?
No.
Queeve, not Queeve.
No.
Luke?
No. Oh, long hair.
Oh, Nico.
Nico, thank you. Could not pull his name out to save my life. Yeah, I thought he said he had Nico. Nico told him that they were sold. I could have, maybe I've got my information backwards.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's Port, Coudersport, Pennsylvania. You got the Black Forest.
Spruce Knob, West Virginia. I'll bet that's a good one.
Oh yeah. So, yeah. There are quite a few. So I would definitely, if you're wanting something to do with family or just, yourself and just want to get out for a weekend or something. And yeah. Definitely check these out. Yeah, but Bryce Canyon, I'm sure it's got to be something. It has got to be something.
Yeah, Bryce and Zion.
Yeah.
And Arches.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And don't forget about the Great Sand Dunes either. That's going to be, southern Utah. Dark.
Okay.
Dark.
I can speak for an hour and a half just outside of Salt Lake City up in the Salt Flats. Is
oh yeah,
unbelievable.
Yeah. Yep. That's where most of my family originates from.
Oh really? Okay.
Yep. Idaho and northern Utah, Salt Lake. Yep. Preston.
Oh, so Greg says June 19th, 20th is Cherry Springs.
Cherry Springs. Okay.
Yeah, I could swear that Dan said that he had to scramble to get, tickets, and that they were expensive. He said that the ticket price went up a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Like
40%, it sells out in minutes usually. He said now.
Yep. Well, I mean, for the Northeast, it's one of the more popular, star parties. So, but I mean, even down here where I'm at, I mean, I am probably, I don't know, maybe an hour away from a Bortle 1
Okay.
in Florida, right on the Gulf.
Yeah, it is actually. It's closed. It's sold out.
Cherry Springs.
Cherry Springs is sold out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not surprised.
Nope. It is sold out. 10 more minutes, everybody, and then we will announce image of the week, the last image of the week for May. And see who's going to be competing for some AstroWorld telescope bucks representing May. So for our image of the year, man, I can't believe we're already at the halfway point, It's nuts. We're already at the halfway point of 2025. Where does it go?
The last time I was in Utah, Dennis, you didn't have to have there was nothing. You got salt flats. There's nobody to take a permit. I mean, you're talking about literally millions of square miles. I mean, it's an enormous area. The salt flats is huge. It makes up probably more than 50-60% of the state. Yeah, it's huge. The salt flats are enormous.
They are. They're monsters. I mean, it's amazing how in midday on a clear day you can see forever.
Yeah.
And you see these huge mountains just pop up way off in the distance, and then at night you can barely see the edge of the road when you're driving down the highway.
Wow.
I mean, your headlights light up and that's it. You can't see past anything.
Wow.
But if you stop and get out and turn all the lights off, oh my God, what a view.
Yeah, and I mean you get out there. I've spent a lot of time in my youth out there, and you get out on a moonless night on a new moon.
Oh,
the star field that you get, it is so dense and so thick.
to
It's
the
hard
ground.
to pick out. It's hard to
It's
pick out the constellations.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
And it's the starlight. Once your eyes get accustomed to the dark, the starlight actually will cast shadows. It's that dense. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Man.
And it goes all the way to the ground.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you're talking about literally, thousands and thousands of square miles of just Bortle 1.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. That is just insane. I mean, because I remember just me going to a Bortle 2 when I was in New Mexico. I've talked to you guys about it, and just seeing the stars there. Robin was just gobsmacked. She was just like,
yeah, you can't describe. No words.
You have to see it.
It just doesn't do it justice. It's like trying to describe what a banana tastes like to somebody that's never had one.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
No. And it was like, I can't find Polaris.
Now, where it should be, but okay, that dense star field there's 1,000 stars there. Which one is Polaris?
Which one's Polaris?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, we're definitely gonna have to do something like that again, and Utah may have to be on the list.
Utah's beautiful.
Yeah, Utah's may have to end up being the one on the list just to go out there and take the camper and do that, and just go to the Salt Flats or something, or Bryce Canyon.
Yeah, when I saw it, for me, it was middle of August.
Yeah,
and it was so the Milky Way is, you're looking at the arch, and you're just like, oh my goodness,
yeah,
you just can't believe it. Your naked eye, you're just like,
It's crazy. I cannot imagine. All right, we got 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Hopefully Dan will be back
your race
next
car,
week. Yeah.
Your rocket car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your rocket car. Break the sound barrier. Hopefully Dan will, be back next week, and then we can even do some giveaways. I was talking to him about it earlier. Because we haven't
talked
done
about
it
it
in a while.
Wednesday, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we can do that Friday."
I need to do that Friday, but we can't. We can't do it because I don't have a way. I don't have access to the wheel. So
yeah.
Dan's sitting there in deliberations going, "This guy is guilty. Can we just go home?"
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is that hopefully by the next show, next Wednesday, it'll be, I'm pretty sure, unless there's something that really needs to be adjusted, which at this point doesn't look like it, we'll be able to debut the new AstroWorld website, AstroWorld TV.
Nice.
I'm sorry, not TV, AstroWorld Telescopes website. Yeah.
Nice.
There's a couple of small little hiccups, just little things that are kind of pain in the butt, but nothing that's a deal breaker. So, and I've been watching my wife building this thing now for several weeks, working on it and really learning the intricacies of Shopify and so on and so forth. And I'm telling you, she's really done a job on it. It really looks it's really pretty. It's really nice.
Nice.
So, and it's going to grow from there. We're not going to leave it as it's going to continue to be modified and bettered and so on and so forth. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I know Dan, is looking forward to launching it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he really wants to have it up by, well, today is the 30th, so probably, by Sunday or Monday at the latest. He was talking about June 1st. So, we'll see. I'm hoping we can get it there on that time frame, but need to be able to get him on the horn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been busier than a one-armed paper hanger.
Timing's always everything.
Yeah.
There's a mosquito somewhere in his house, and it's practically a ninja about biting me.
Yeah.
A skeeter.
I can't. Skeeter. And it gets towards the ear. The freaking fruit flies or mosquitoes. The dang skeeters.
Yeah.
Like, no, no. But all right, let me get everything prepped for image of the week here so we can make the announcement. Let me go here and right. Again here. Okay, so share here. All right, so who will it be? Will it be Wilfredo's row?
Wilfredo.
Will it be Jonathan's M83? Or will it be Keith's Running Man? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that is. You do, man.
Oh, look who's in the chat.
Oh, my lords.
He just got home.
He just got home.
Good Lord, Daniel.
Wow. And let's go for it. Who is our winner? We had 34 votes. And our results are in. And our winner is for the last image of the week of May of 2025. Wilfredo!
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That was a
Beautiful
great
summer
image.
target. Congratulations, sir.
Great image.
It was a great image with that Rokanon. Congratulations.
Very nice.
Very, very nice. Sweet. I'm going to go ahead and update that onto the website and get that going. So that'll be up shortly here. All right. We are at 9:30. Again, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Hope you guys have had a lot of fun hanging out with us this Friday night. We love doing this always, hanging out with everybody here, chatting about this hobby that we are so passionate about and that we love doing, and hanging out with all of you all, of course. So before we get out of here, Mr. Dave, any final thoughts?
Congratulations, Wilfredo. It was a beautiful image of Roe. I wish I didn't have trees in the way I could take that picture, but and I'd have to take a 6-panel mosaic to get it all in there. But
right.
That said, it was a great shot. Otherwise, keep your fingers crossed for me. Hopefully tomorrow and Sunday, I might get back-to-back nights. So keep your fingers crossed that I can get my equipment back outside.
Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed here that I can actually try to do something. So we'll see.
Got to get that counterweight.
Yeah, got to get that counterweight.
It was supposed to come today, right? Did it show up?
I haven't checked UPS yet, so it's supposed to come by, like 8 o'clock. So we'll see. Hopefully so.
But hopefully the driver won't drop the stupid thing on his foot.
I know, right? And that's all we need is to have.
No, Dan, you don't move to Canada. You just have to know how to answer the questions correctly. And they'll instantly throw you out of the courthouse.
Or in contempt.
God.
I can spot me a freaking criminal a mile away.
Yeah.
He just looks guilty.
No. It's here. It got delivered at 9 o'clock. So
there you go.
So all right. Mr. Cole,
nice.
Final thoughts?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Alfredo for winning the image of the week.
Wilfredo's
Alfredo. Oh, what did I say? Alfredo? I must be hungry. Alfredo. Wilfredo. Yeah, I think I'm just hungry.
There you go.
That's funny. Yeah. So stay tuned for our upcoming videos on the Hyperstar and setting it up, getting it collimated, and we'll probably be putting our color camera on there to do some initial imaging, but then it'll be a swap back and forth between the mono and the color on the front of the scope for our 720 millimeter wide field with the 14. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be.
All right. Dan, glad you made it home. Even though it was at the,
Dan, any final thoughts? Type them out real fast.
Yeah, type them out real fast. Go. See how fast he types. Oh, man.
Yeah, and you notice he got on me too. It's Wilfredo, not Alfredo.
Oh man.
Dan, spin the wheel real quick. We need to give a giveaway. Spin the wheel. Tell us who wins.
It's funny.
Baloney walking. Oh gosh. Well, guys, again, thank you everybody for joining. If you like the show, please don't forget as you leave to give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. It really helps us out. It helps us out with YouTube and for people to be able to find us and all that stuff. Don't forget to share this with, share our club with your friends, your fellow astronomers, your own local astronomy club. Let them know what we're doing here. We really appreciate that. And to have more people coming in and hanging out with us and learning more about this hobby that we love doing here. Because astrophotography is pain and suffering.
Dan spinning the wheel.
Oh, gosh.
He says, hold on, spinning.
Hold on. He's spinning the wheel?
Oh, he's probably just sitting in his chair doing donuts.
Yeah, I know. He's probably doing that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. Hurry up, Dan. He said he's spinning. All right. If he's spinning.
Better than a wood chipper.
Better. Well, I'm glad that the show's better than a wood chipper.
Depends on what you put in it.
I guess. The winner,
Bryn Evans.
Bryn Evans.
Is that MOP, Master of Pixel Site? Is that what it was?
Yeah. So congratulations, Bryn. Dan will be getting out to you, getting in contact with you via email. So you will be able to, hang out with the Masters of Pix Insight on one of their upcoming shows. And they are fantastic at what they do. If you have questions about your processing or you want to learn more about processing, definitely work with our guys, Ron and Pete and Warren. Yes, thank you. And they're the best in the biz, so they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for years, and they know what's up. They're Pix Insight ambassadors for a reason. So
yeah, that is smart.
Yes. So again, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend. We will see you guys on Wednesday, and as always, keep imaging, keep educating, clear skies. And we'll see you guys next week on AstroWorld TV.
Peace.
See you, everyone.
Bye for now.